I edit
You do edit, okay.
um only if like Davey tends to swear a lot or he'll
Wow.
say he'll say massively inappropriate things. So sometimes I have to cut them out.
How are you today?
I am very well. I was very good, but now I'm even better.
Oh, it must be the weather, right? The sun's come out this afternoon in Bristol, at least. So
Is it really? Not in Wales. What have you got
I
behind you? That's rather fantastic looking.
oh, cool, thank you. Yeah, it's funny because as it's real and it's not a green screen,
Hmm.
when people say I actually turn around to look at it and then I'm like, do they think I'm just looking at a wall, you know? But yeah, I when Sarah and I moved into this house, we really wanted to have like an area where I could do my videos and kind of do things like this as well. Because in
Yeah,
our previous homes, whenever I did do like a podcast or an interview or just my own videos, I had to
yeah,
get everything out and it would take
yes,
hours to set up and kind of get in
yeah,
place. So
yeah.
we set
I'm
this
with you.
area of the house and then I was just like, I just want it to look nice and I want it to show me, like to have my hobbies and interests behind me and just be
Yeah.
kind of representative of that a bit. So
Well,
I'm very happy with it.
it certainly works, Frank. I must admit that because I'm intrigued. I could spend hours just having a little look of everything there.
My
Yeah.
my favorite part is that obviously the kind of like cage like stuff behind is
Mm,
this really heavy metal which I
oh,
found to create this sheet. And when I
yeah.
decided to set it all up, Sarah was away and I was like, oh, this weekend would be a great time for me to do this. And they weigh like 25 kilos a sheet. And I
Oh,
was just trying to hang them from like
oh
above.
my
And I
God.
was like holding these sheets like 8 foot in the air, like on a chair, trying to tie them whilst keeping them straight. And my goodness, I nearly died that day. I tell
Oh,
you, it's
I
like,
was going to say, my goodness, don't do that again because that means we won't get to play your wonderful board games. Come on now, Frank. Health and
I'm
safety.
enjoying looking at the games behind you as well. Like it, seeing somebody's game collection tells you a lot about them, you know. So
Oh, well, I'd be a bit worried about mine. This,
is the are the games behind you like a good representation of your kind of games, or is this just like a selection of what you have?
well, it is a selection of what I have. Normally, I film downstairs in the living room, but it's quite funny what you said. Then I've got to set it all up and then
Yeah.
tear it all down because we've only got a small little Welsh Valleys terraced house on.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty eclectic, apart from all the GMT games that
I
I
was gonna say
bought.
there's a lot of GMT stuff up there.
Yeah, I brought them up yesterday because they're not just heavy games, as in heavy weight playing games,
Mm.
but they are very heavy games as
Yes.
well. So they were causing my shelves to bow a little
Oh,
bit.
really?
And Lisa
Yeah.
could see them in my videos. So
Mhm.
I thought, okay, yeah, I need to move them up there. I noticed behind you, you've got it. Is that the box cover for City of Kings?
Yeah, so
Right.
all of the kind of pictures and stuff, I have the City of Kings boxes here. Then
Yeah.
the Arlecats box is on here. Then you've got the Vidoran Gardens box
Oh,
here.
yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you've got some of the characters. So that's Kumar from one of the, which hand am I on? That hand. And one of the expansions from City of Kings. Then obviously you've
Yeah.
got Earthshaker. And then there's a few other bits and bobs around. So we've got Race to the Raft down here. This is one
Oh,
of the characters
classic
from
game.
Embelief and so on. So it's quite nice
Yeah.
because I have a nice printer which I use for all my prototype stuff because I make my own prototypes now, which means that I can print nice posters, and it's quite
Oh,
cool just having
wow.
them behind me in videos and having like a wall of
Yeah.
art from my games when I because this is also my office and my office chair is like over there, and every day when I come in it's quite nice just to see a wall of this
Yes.
stuff. Like I find it quite
Yeah.
motivating, and it's just
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet that gives you that sort of kickstart for your inspiration then.
yes.
You looking at that, like, yeah.
I find that the the internet is often a representative of like the worst of people, right? There's some good sides to it as well, but you do tend to like
Yeah.
wake up in the morning and it's more likely you'll see something negative than something
Yes.
positive. And
Oh yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
having a room that kind of is filled with my positives just really helps combat that and
Oh,
just kind of
that is
seeing what I've made,
really good. That's really good because um yeah, since I've been doing fun with boxes and whose game's that jacket, whatever,
Mhm.
I've been more on the internet.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, a lot of it is so horrific. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, like I
Yes.
just like to me, the reason why I called my channel "Fun with Boxes" was because it's fun.
Yes.
You know,
Is
you
it?
know,
Is that
it,
why we play games to have
yeah,
fun? Yeah.
yeah. So somebody asked me why I don't review games, and it's because I find it really difficult
hmm
to because if it's almost if you review something, you have to be negative, or you
Yes.
have or possibly have to be negative, and it's like oh, even in the most simplest games, I just see the fun that could be
hmm
had with them. So yeah, yeah.
I can see that. And I think that for me as well, like I'm a true believer of trying to understand who something is for,
Mm,
and I have games where I know that I'll probably never find another soul that wants to play those games with me, or
yes.
games that everyone wants to play, but I don't really want to play, and
Yeah, yeah,
that's what's really cool about all of this stuff, isn't it? Is
yeah,
actually
absolutely.
identifying who a game is for. I always kind of talk about it in terms of, when you go to the cinema, some people want to watch a war movie or a superhero movie or a love movie, and
Yeah,
that's great, right? You can enjoy
yeah,
what you want, but not every movie in the cinema is for everybody. And
yeah,
board
yeah.
games have really got to that point, which is great,
They
but
really are.
understanding it is challenging.
Yeah, yeah. They really are because there is literally something for everyone. No,
hmm
no matter where you are, where you live in the world or wherever, there is literally a game for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find oh, there's Davey. Look how serious he looks. Davey,
Oh, sorry.
why are you looking serious, Davey?
I was just making sure it was all working. Sorry. Go on. I'm interrupting. You carry on. You
No,
carry
No,
on.
it's
no,
good. It's
no,
good to see you,
interrupt.
David. Now,
Davey,
Yeah,
I
it's good to
want
see you,
you to
Frank.
talk. So then it's on your camera and I can look at your games on your shelf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Have a little wander and have a little wandering eye over the
Davey,
games.
Davey, can you please stop talking to Frank? You spoke to him enough at the UK Games Expo when I was tucked up in bed.
That's your own fault. You're more than
Eh,
welcome to join us, but you went
Well,
to bed.
it was, yeah, but I didn't. Nobody woke me up. If I'd realized Frank was downstairs, I would have scampered down there.
We know for next time.
No, it
Yes.
was a shame because I was looking forward to having a proper chat with you there, and like we just didn't really bump into each other too
No,
much.
I know,
So
yeah, yeah. But that is the UK Games Expo for you. It is quite
yes,
a large event.
it's getting bigger.
Getting bigger, yes. Yeah. Can I just be really boring now and do the intro? Hi, and welcome to Whose Game's That Jacket, a board game podcast from Wales. Indeed, you may not have heard of Wales. They are not the creatures that swim in the water. It's the country Wales. Yes. And
It
I'm
took 51 episodes to clarify that, but
yeah, I
we've
know,
got
yeah.
there. We got there.
I should have done it in the first one. And
Yeah.
and I am joined by my wonderful co-host, the handsome man that is.
Davey Boyd.
And I'll cut quickly to myself because I'm Phil Gardner. Hello. But more importantly, the people who are watching this now on YouTube as opposed to listening, they may have seen we've got an interloper. We've got someone who has crafted their way into this podcast. And I wonder who that could be.
Hello, I am Frank West. And, I was thinking just as you did that little intro that I live in Bristol in the UK, which is basically kind of the city that is like the defense against Wales. I kind of see
Yeah.
it. There's this one bridge just a few miles away from the edge of Bristol, which takes you into Wales. And, if you ever decided you wanted to come back over here, we would just burn the bridge down and that would be the end of the invasion. So, we're basically neighbors, but at the same time, bitter rivals, I would
We
say is probably the
we
right
are
word.
Absolutely.
we are
Let's start
neighbors.
things off honestly.
We, I'm so glad you said that. We are neighbors with swords and shields. I wasn't going to mention anything, but yeah, Frank, you are from over there, across the waters. Well, river, anyway. Yeah.
And I mean, I had the backup cut with wire for this today. I wasn't sure if you were going to have internet over there, so I kind of got everything set up in place. But it's good that this is working.
I can't believe it. I've been burned by Frank. I can't believe it.
One day I'll probably move to Wales. I love the place. It's such a fantastic area. So I'm jealous of you over on that side of the water.
Oh, get off, Frank. Come on. I will look forward to you coming over to Wales. Come and live near us, and we can play games. That'd be awesome.
That would be great.
There
It's
we
one of
go.
the hardest things with trying to move. Not that I'm trying to move currently. I'm happy. But whenever we do consider moving is I don't want to go there because what if I can't find anyone to play board games with? So, if people
Yeah.
play board games, that gives you a big tick for let's go to that area.
Hello. Hello.
Absolutely.
Me and Davey play games, don't we, Davey?
Yeah. South Wales. That's just basically me and Phil, right? That's just us.
Well, yeah. Well, it's a start. Frank, I am so happy to speak to you. Not only because I didn't get to speak to you in the UK Games Expo because I was tucked up in bed, but this for me, now I hope you don't mind. Do you get embarrassed, if people sort of get overly excited about you? Because I cannot believe that I am talking to you after playing what was your first game. And that first game is a ginormous game. Well, especially with all the expansions. I never thought I would ever be sat here speaking to you.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that a great deal. It's always amazing to me, like that game, The City of Kings,
Mm.
it's I guess 9 years ago now. I always find it hard to know when to say a game first existed because like was it when it was first in my head? Was it when I first
Oh,
wrote on a
yeah,
piece of paper? Was it when we first play tested it or made it? But
yeah,
a good 9 years now, and it's been such a wonderful journey, but also getting to meet people like yourself, that is such a good part of it. Like we've bumped into each other multiple times at conventions over the years, and
yeah,
it
yeah.
always just puts a smile on my face. You bring so much positivity and joy to kind of what I do. And it's
Mm.
nice for me to get to talk to people who enjoy my games, but also just people who are nice people at their heart and just like playing board games. So I appreciate being here.
Yeah, oh no, thanks, Frank. That's really good. But I must admit, though, on a darker note, when we first played City of Kings, I must admit, if I'd met you then, may have punched you on the nose. Oh my God, that game! Oh my goodness, what a fantastic! Oh, a puzzle is it's quite difficult. Or at least we found it quite difficult.
It is a hard
Oh,
game for sure.
yeah.
It's one of the interesting things you learn because it was my first game. And
Mm,
back then,
mm,
when I first designed it, I wasn't designing it for Kickstarter or for like becoming a board game designer or publisher. That was a
mm,
part of the process that kind of happened as it progressed. But when I first started, it was much more, I just wanted to make a game. And
mm.
because I was making a game, I wanted to make a game that I would enjoy.
Yeah,
And the problem with me is, and I say the problem with me because it is a problem with me, is I enjoy hard games. I
yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
very difficult, challenging games. I'm one of these people who, if I play a video game, I'll put it onto the hardest difficulty. And if the first boss doesn't kill me 10 times, I'll
Oh,
just stop playing because I want that challenge. And if I don't get that
wow.
challenge, I won't enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
And that meant that when I designed the City of Kings, I wanted it to be a hard game and to give that challenge. Since then, I have learned that not everybody enjoys really, really brutally hard, difficult games. And I've maybe changed the direction of some of my more recent games.
I
But
think you have, Frank. Yes, I think you have. Yes.
but honestly, I still love the City of Kings. One of my friends,
Oh,
like one of
yeah.
the original like playtesters who I playtested a lot with, still
Yeah.
hates me to this day
I
for
bet.
how much hair he lost playing that game, and
I
I still
bet.
have it embedded into my eyes. We're 2 o'clock in the morning, sat at this table playing, and him just looking at me, just being like, I hate you. I hate you, but I want to keep going. We're gonna do this tonight. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. But
That
yes,
that really
challenging.
that is a no, it really seriously is a challenging game, but it's a fantastic game. But to touch on what you were saying then, one of the things I wanted to ask you about is like you went from not designing games to designing that game,
Mhm.
which is huge. I would have thought perhaps he may have started off with a small card game, or but what made you go for that big game?
So I think for me, a lot of it is just my general background is, I was a video gamer. I love video games growing up. I
Mm.
discovered board games much later in my life, but I would run home from school to play the latest game. I grew up in the generation of like the first Nintendos and Sonys and Segas and
Yeah,
went through those kind of
yeah.
evolution of consoles. And then I got into PC gaming and became a big fan of these giant RPGs, I'm going to say modern games, but I would say World of Warcraft probably isn't a modern game by
No,
anyone's standard these days.
no,
But
no.
games like World of Warcraft, the Final Fantasy series is those kind
Oh,
of giant RPGs, and I
ah,
love them.
yeah.
And I did computer science. I worked in the tech world. I was a programmer, and I always wanted to make video games. That was, from being a young child, that was what I
Oh,
always saw
right.
myself doing.
Yeah, yeah.
My computer science degree, my last year, I designed an AI system for real-time strategy games through browser-based kind of technologies at the time, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed making little video games. I worked with a few people, but
Mm.
the problem is I kept wanting to make this big, more RPG like MMORPG kind of experience.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
can't do that with one person, right? These days,
yeah,
like creating the
yeah.
kind of game that I would like to make as a video game,
Oh,
500 million pounds starting point, right? Like they are the
exactly. Yeah,
biggest, hardest games. There's a reason people aren't
yeah.
making them anymore. But as I got further into the board game kind of world, I realized that a lot of what I wanted to do, I could explore in kind of paper and cardboard
Mm,
form. And that was
yeah,
what really led to the City of Kings
yeah.
was what if I take what I want to do for that kind of video game
Yes.
and like
Yeah.
start thinking about it from a board game perspective? So the
Yeah.
size of it in some ways was never a consideration because it was just this is the game I've wanted to make for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
And the scope of that game, in theory, could have been multiple times larger, but had to be restricted by making sure it fitted in an average suitcase.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that is so interesting because I can almost feel that video gameness that
Hmm.
you were talking about from when we first played the game. It certainly seemed to be a game that wanted to really take you on like an epic journey, as it were. Like,
We early on, my partner and I, she was she enjoyed the game a lot and played it a lot as well. We actually went to video game conventions as well as board game conventions because we actually found it easier to explain the game to video gamers than board gamers
oh,
because some
right.
of the core concepts within that game were more video game based concepts than board
Yeah.
game get based. So, for
Yeah.
example, the Holy Trinity within like the MMORPG world, most people are going to be familiar with what the Holy Trinity is. Within the board game world, they might not. And
Mm.
effectively, this is referring to the concept of having, three roles within your team. There is the damage dealers, the DPS. You
Mm.
have the healers who are there to keep everyone alive, and
Yeah.
then you have the tanks who are there to kind of
Yes.
absorb damage and protect the team. And
Yeah.
that was something that when designing the City of Kings, I really wanted to bring that into it. Having one player whose role was to take the damage, other
Yeah.
players to deal the damage,
Yeah.
and then a final player, ideally, to keep everyone alive whilst they're doing that. And that kind of concept is, or at least then, was quite hard to explain to a lot of board gamers because they just
Yeah.
weren't familiar with it. So it was a really interesting lesson and an interesting place to start this journey.
Yeah, I bet, yeah, because it's funny, isn't it? Because everything we know now.
Hmm.
And listening to you talk about that then, of course, yeah, back then it would have been a different concept for board gamers or whatever. But that game, you are a swine. I have to say, Frank,
I
you
will
are a
make another one
swine.
one day. It's
Oh, please,
my biggest
please.
dream is to make a second, like a sequel, I suppose.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Even though I called you a swine, Frank, I would definitely, I would definitely buy that because, there's another element to that game which I feel has resonated throughout all your games, and that's the puzzle
Hmm.
sort of element. What have you been like a jigsaw puzzler as a child? What is it that has made you almost fascinated with the puzzle aspect?
Yeah, it is a curious one because for a long time, and I still do to some degree, I every time I designed a new game, I
Mm,
used to say one of the fun things about me is you never know what you're going to get next,
mm,
right? I don't kind of follow this trend of just designing the same kind of game over and over. So the City of Kings was this big, giant cooperative game.
yeah.
Fedora Gardens was a tiny little kind of puzzle card game.
Mm,
Race, the Isle of Cats was obviously the first polyomino kind of Tetrisy card drafting game. I
yeah.
wanted to keep hitting at different points, and it was over time where I kind of realized that the one similarity between all of my games is the fact that there is this really puzzly heart to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't know necessarily where it comes from. I think that I do enjoy problem solving and I enjoy
Ah,
kind of
right. Yeah.
seeing problems and trying to overcome them and working out how to achieve something. And I
Yeah.
guess that from a game perspective, that becomes puzzles, right? You create a
Yeah.
scenario and
Yeah.
say, how do you solve this scenario? So I think it was just an underlying kind of part of my life, approach to life, and what I kind of find joy in
Mm.
developing in kind of a game mechanism system.
Yeah. But would that be because your sort of video gaming sort of programming
Hmm.
sort of background, that'd be like, how do you get this to work? How do you get that to work?
Hmm. No, absolutely. And as a young child, I was always very keen on kind of maths and mental arithmetic. And my
Mm.
father was really a leading force in making sure that me and my brother both really enjoyed and had the ability to kind of work through logic problems and kind of understanding
Mm.
that side of stuff. So I was the 10-year-old kid who I would get home from school, and my favorite activity would be to get a giant sheet of paper, write 1 to 100 along the top, 1 to the 100 down the side, and then find cross sections and then just work out what the multiplication of those two numbers were and just fill the whole sheet in as quickly
Oh,
as
wow.
possible. And I would just sit there filling in things and stuff. And that's what I would do in my pastime as a child, you know, that what 10-year-old doesn't want to just sit there and work out maths. I guess that kind of development probably leads to you enjoying like problem solving in some way.
I think so, yes. And right, Davey, I'm going to come to you in a minute now. I can ask you
Oh no.
now then, meaning as we are now sharing our stories of what people could call geekiness or something. I used to spend a vast amount of time staring out of my bedroom window, which overlooked a mountain road where we lived. And I used to write down all the different colors of the cars that went past because I was fascinated with the different colors, and I'd add them all up throughout the days. And I wish now I still had my book with all that in. It was
How
sad.
adorable.
It was sad. Thank you, dearie. Thank you. Thank you. Uh,
Generally, I think that's adorable. I think
oh,
that's really cute.
well, there you go. Davy, please give us a tale of
I,
your past.
in terms of like things like in that similar sort of problem solving sort of nature and counting the the colors of the cars. I loved football growing up as a kid,
Hmm.
like obsessive football fan. Played Football Manager, FIFA for years and years and years, and I don't know why and when this happened exactly, but I got obsessed with the flags of
Okay.
like these different nationalities of all these players. Because then,
Ah,
as the time went by, Premier League then all of a sudden became very, very multicultural, loads of different countries from all over the world.
yeah.
And and I didn't really know that I was sort of taking in all these different flags until one Sunday I was over my auntie's house and they were looking at an atlas. And they were like, "Oh, what flag's that?" And I was going, "Oh yeah, that's Cape Verde." And they went, "What?" And they were like, "What's that one?" I was like, "Oh, that's Trinidad and Tobago." And they're like, "How do you know this?" It's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
And that was the moment where I think my whole family sort of went, this guy's a geek. This guy's a
Yeah,
nerd.
yeah. Yeah.
Flag nerd. And then there was the
Do you
Big
still know
Bang
all the flags
Theory.
now?
I don't know. I think they test me all the time. They'll just be like, we'll just be sat there randomly and they'll just go, describe the Mexican flag. And I'll just be like, oh, okay.
I'm going to start keeping a deck of flag cards in my pocket now. Whenever I bump
Yeah.
into you, I'm just going to get one out and
What's
test you
this?
as quickly as
What's this?
possible.
Yeah.
What's this?
Just in case.
Love it.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to segue into this now.
So you're
Um,
just going to force your way through.
I'll just do it. Frank, I would classify you, if I had to classify you, as if I had to classify you as a magician, no, as a musician, a musician, as a bit of a one-man band.
Hmm.
So you do seem to be in your creativity, almost like a one-man show with it. Is that something you want to be more in control of everything, or is it something that's just naturally developed?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question because I don't think that wanting to be in control is really the cause of it. But I can certainly understand why that's kind of the go-to kind of behind it, because
Mm.
for me, really, it's not that I want to be in control of it. It's the fact that I want to have the freedom to be able to work on what I want
Yeah.
without outside pressures causing me to have to rush things or do things
Yeah.
in a different way. So,
Yeah.
as an
Yeah.
example, I try to release a game every 12 to 18 months. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, sometimes it's a bit quicker, but 12 to 18 months is kind of where I like to hit. Now, with the Isle of Penguins, I have been working on that one for quite a while. And I had originally hoped to kind of announce it and release it in September last year.
Oh,
So
right.
7 or 8 months ago. And there were some outside kind of factors that caused the I love the penguin plushie. I love it. There were some outside factors that caused a delay in that. So they weren't to do with the design or anything else. They were just other kind of circumstances that made me realize it wasn't the right time to do it.
Mm.
And the thing is that if I had a team of people, if I had staff, if I had other colleagues who I worked with, I could be paying thousands and thousands
Oh,
of pounds a month in salaries, in
oh,
offices, in
yeah.
insurance, in kind of healthcare, all of these other things.
Mm.
And that means a delay of 7 or 8 months could easily be, 15, 20,000 at the lower end. And if you've got a big
Oh,
team, it
God.
could be hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
me, what that means is you start to lose that freedom of waiting for the best moment, making sure everything is done to the level you want it to be done. And you start to have these other factors that restrict you or limit you or force you to rush. And I make games because I love making games,
Mm.
but I also believe that every time I release a game, I want to be able to look you in the eyes and say, I truly believe this is the best this game can be. And I
Yeah.
don't want to feel like, oh, I'm just putting it out there quickly because, the money's about to run out and so on. So the only
Yeah.
decision I have is, can I afford food for the next 2 or 3 months? If I'm going to delay it for 8 months, will I get food? And as long as I kind of get to eat,
Frank,
then we're good.
I'll
So
send you
that's
some
the reason behind
biscuits. I'll send
it.
you biscuits. Frank, I'll send you Welsh cakes.
Welsh cakes,
There we
I know,
go.
like I could
Yeah.
live off Welsh cakes. They're really good,
Yeah.
and they've got fruit, so they're healthy, right?
Well, yeah, of
That's how it
course they are. Of
works.
course they are. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that is kind of the truth behind it. So before moving into the board game world,
Mm.
I ran small teams. I was the manager in companies. I had staff and so on for various like self kind of found projects and so on.
Mm. Mm.
So it's not a case of like being unfamiliar or not kind of being able to. It's just the fact of I really don't want to. I don't want that pressure. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
enjoy my life now and the way I design games. I believe it makes better games. And the other part of that is I really just have that learning capability. So I enjoy learning. So for
Mm.
me, every
Mm.
year is
Yeah.
how am I going to improve my capabilities? How am I going to improve my skill set? What can I do this year I wasn't
Yeah.
able to do last year? And now I've been doing this for 10 years. My skill set has grown quite large and quite wide. And I love that. I love the fact that I can still learn and challenge myself to do more. And
Yeah.
I find that really enjoyable as well.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, well, that comes across, Frank, and it's interesting because one of the things I wanted to ask you about, or almost just say, um, your Kickstarter campaigns, they have been run because I've been following and watching along. They've been run really, really well. And I've seen some of the comments I was looking at earlier on about your new game. There's some comments people have been making on BGG, and they've all been saying how much of a wonderful experience it's been about backing your games on Kickstarter, whilst we know there are, some not very positive stories there. but that's one thing that has always impressed me with you is with that.
I appreciate that, and I think that that is a direct consequence of like what I was just saying,
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
don't have to rush. I have the time to plan it. I have the time to make sure everything's in place, that I know exactly what's going to happen. By
mm,
the time I announce my new games and then get to launching the Kickstarter, everything has been planned as much as humanly possible. And obviously
yeah.
things come up, things do change. It's not like it's, you press a button and it's easy. But I
No, no.
do have a really good idea of what's going to happen when, and that just allows me to play it like to play it the way that I want someone else to play it, right?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
fundamental thing for me,
yeah,
is I want to offer the experience that
yeah.
I want to get from other people, right? When I buy something, when I go to a
Exactly.
shop or a theme park or do something, I
Yeah.
want to have a good time, I want to enjoy myself, and I want to try and offer to people what I would like offered to me, because if everyone did that, I feel like the world would be a really enjoyable
Oh
place.
my
So
goodness.
I
Yeah.
try my best.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It certainly comes across. I was loving. It was quite funny. We were talking earlier on about a lot of the negativity on the internet in general, but it was very refreshing to read some of that positivity about your Kickstarter campaigns. And of
I
course,
feel very lucky to have such nice people like as part of my community, and like
well,
following
you
my
make nice
campaigns and
games,
supporting them as
Frank. Come
well.
on, you make nice games. You have got a new game coming out, haven't you?
Hmm. I do. It's weird to be able to talk about it.
I bought this especially for, oh, let me get my beer. I bought this especially for you, Frank. It was delivered today.
I do love the
Wow.
t-shirt. I'm hoping this isn't the start of a test. It says know your penguins, and like,
No,
please don't suddenly start testing me on them.
I won't test you. I won't test you. But yeah, so right, okay. We all love your previous games. Yes. Um,
If you say
me,
so.
me and Lisa, um, we really had some wonderful moments with, I do think Dave Loser and
Hmm.
Ilka. And during lockdown, we had these amazing moments with the Isla Cats and everything. So I am super excited now that the cats have been replaced with penguins because I love them.
I mean, I wouldn't say the cats are being replaced with penguins.
No,
Both
no.
can exist at the same time. but,
Oh,
but yes,
that's okay then. Yeah, the penguins are not evil. They haven't ousted the cats then.
exactly. The cats have been saved. They're all at home waiting for us to feed them.
Of course
And
they are. Yeah, yeah. I've
but
saved quite a few, Frank.
but honestly, it's such an exciting thing for me because I love cats. I'm a cat person. I've always had cats. I've had from 1 to 5 cats most of my life, and I wish I had more. Even now, there's this constant
Oh,
discussion of, can we have more cats? They've always been something that I really, really love.
yeah.
But penguins are, they're a different love for me, right? That I don't have pet penguins walking around in my house. I wish I could, but I don't think it would be fair to them or a viable option.
I
And
think you could be arrested, perhaps. I'm not
exactly,
sure. By
and I'm all for looking
the
after
zoo
animals and keeping
police.
them safe.
Yeah.
But I grew up with penguins. I was one of these people who, as a very young child, my first like teddies and plushies were all penguins. My mother would say, like, if I was ever without my little penguin like teddy, then all hell would break loose. That was
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
upbringing. So I've always had this love for them, and I do consider them my favorite animal. I've always wanted to do a penguin game. It's something that's always been important to me.
Mm.
Getting the right one at the right time. And that made the process of the Isle of Penguins really interesting because
Mm.
the Isle of Cats obviously holds a very special place in my life.
Mm.
I don't want to say career, but also in my career, it's an important part, right? It's
Yeah,
been the highlight.
yeah,
It's been the
yeah,
most successful game by a considerable way and has really allowed me to explore design in ways
yeah,
that I might not have been able to do if
yeah.
that game hadn't have done so well.
Wonderful game.
So creating the sequel to that, designing like the next one, I wanted to do it right. And there's a
Mm.
reason that it's been 7 years, like it would have been very easy after a year or so just to drop a reskin and be like, hey, here's a
Yes.
new one with different animals or something. But that's
Yeah,
not what I wanted to do. I
yeah.
wanted to create a new game
Mm.
that was different enough but familiar enough that it would sit alongside the Articats on your shelf and maybe take things to the next level.
Mm.
And as that design started really coming together and I understood what that game was going to be, it felt like the right moment to add penguins because I really believe that the game design itself is deserving of the animal that I'm putting
Yeah,
into it, right? Which was an
yeah,
important decision for me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've been reading your designer diaries on
Hmm.
Board Game Geek, and you mentioned something there. You didn't want to do just a reskin,
Hmm.
and if like somebody that doesn't know, they sort of look at it and think, oh, it's just Isle of Cats with penguins now,
Hmm.
rather than cats, and it's so fascinating. And again, it's that puzzle element
Hmm.
that you always bring into the games. It was so fascinating what you were talking about polyominoes, isn't it?
Yeah.
With all the different shapes, and how some people find it quite difficult to visualize moving the polyomino upside down and reposition it. And you've sort of stripped that right back, haven't you?
Yeah, it's one of the big changes between the two games is that the Isle of Cats was really known for having these really
Mm,
complicated shaped
mm.
tiles, very, they bend like cats do with very
Yes.
offset pieces. And
Yeah.
understanding how all of these shapes can fit together is the core challenge of the game. And
Mm.
back then, it really kind of took polyomino games in a new direction because a lot of them back then the shapes were the simpler shapes, they were more basic shapes. So I
Yes.
really
Yeah.
pushed it to let's see how crazy we can get with these things,
It was
and it
crazy.
was great and I really enjoyed it. But
Yeah.
there are people who struggle, that accessibility is really important to me,
Yeah.
and allowing everyone to enjoy the game. And it's not even about being able to enjoy it, right? If you look at a game and go, hey, that game's not for me, that's fine.
Mm.
But the thing that I just dislike the most is when you're sat at a table and you personally are struggling with something because you're not able to do something that everyone else can, and
Yes.
you feel judged or you feel the pressure of people watching you and the uncomfortableness of
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
I don't want to ever put anyone in that situation. So the Ida Penguins, I really explored flipping this puzzle on its head. So I went down to the simplest of shapes.
Mm.
And I don't mean, your standard like basic Tetris shapes. I literally mean a square and a
It's square.
rectangle.
Yeah. Yeah.
The shapes that if you flip, they are the same. If you
Yeah.
rotate them, the
Yeah.
square is always the same. They're very, very basic shapes. And of course, that completely removes the puzzle aspect because you don't have these hard things put together, but
Mm.
it solves the accessibility part.
Mm.
So what I then explored was, well, if I'm taking these shapes and taking complex shapes and making them simple,
Mm.
what if we take the simple board from the Art of Cats and make it really, really complex?
Mm.
So
Mm.
now it's
Mm.
about how do I put a simple shape in a complex place
Yeah. It's
rather than a complex shape in a
just,
simple place,
yeah.
the experience of which gives a very similar and familiar feel, but you just would not believe it. And it was one of the discussions we had was do I call this a polyomino game? Because if you buy a polyomino game and you open the box, you expect to see these weird
Yes.
shaped tiles.
Yeah.
And so I ran this through 3 points of measurement. One of them was that, when you see it, is
Mm,
this what you expect? And for me,
mm,
the answer was no, this is
mm,
not what you expect when you see it. So
mm.
the second one was technical definition of a polyomino. And that is a shape made up of squares, which basically is what rectangles and squares are. So they are polyominoes.
Mm.
So then I was kind of like, well, you know, technically they are polyominoes, but they're not what I'm going to expect.
These are
So
squares.
the third measurement, which was the key kind of decider, was when you finish playing the game,
Mm.
do you feel like you've played a polyomino game?
Mm.
And for me, the answer there was yes. If you
Yeah.
play the game, at the end you will go, yeah,
Mm.
that's a polyomino game, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was the clinch for me of technically it is, the experience it is, but the
Mm.
initial impression it's not. And
Yeah.
honestly, it works so well that it really surprised me when we first started playtesting it, because it was like, there's no way this is going to work. But as I kind of played around with that board and how to
Yeah.
adjust the board and complicate the board, it
Yeah.
it really did bring it in a lot.
Yeah, it's really lovely to see you smile as you're talking about the game, because that's really infectious. That is,
Hmm.
Frank. Because I'd already, like I said, I've read some of your designer diaries, so I had a bit of a feel for it. But to actually see you talking about it, that's got me. I mean, really excited now. Is it out next week? When can I buy it? Come on, Frank. Come on.
I'm putting the barrier across the bridge already. Like, Sarah, get the barricades out.
I'm on my way.
but
I'm on my way.
but honestly, this is like why I love what I do, because I design games that I'm truly passionate about. The Art of Cats
Yeah.
is an interesting one. So one of the things that people would probably be surprised by is I don't know how black and white true this is, but there's this common line of, designers don't play their own games once they've been released. They make the game, they put it out there, they don't play it. I don't think that that's true for every designer by
Nope.
any means, but I understand the sentiment of it. Now, The Art of Cats came out in 2019, so 7 years ago now.
Mm.
And last year, I played it over 150 times, you know,
Wow.
through like logging apps and stuff. So I don't know how many other times I played it, but I
Yeah.
truly, truly love the game. And
Yeah.
for me, designing a sequel to it, how can I make another game that hits that box? So
Yeah.
I have to like love it, right? I have to
Yeah.
enjoy it. I
Yeah.
have to be doing what I want. And this is where, going back to that kind of the reskin kind of discussion and my accessibility is where it's becomes really interesting to me, because I try to do things that I think are clever because they allow me to do things that people don't realize I'm doing.
Mm.
So let me explain that. The story of the Isle of Cats is you're going to an island, you're rescuing cats.
Mm.
The story of the Isle of Penguins is you're going to this frozen land and you're rescuing penguins. You're putting cats onto your boats, you're putting penguins onto your rafts, you're trying to get away before the bad thing happens, and
Mm.
so on. So at its core, you can look at that and go, well, it is just a reskin, right? I mean, it's exactly the same thing. You've changed one word to another, and you're not kidding anyone. And
Yeah.
I get that. But the take I have is the gameplay is different
Mm.
and the mechanisms are different. The
Mm.
experience is familiar but different.
Mm.
But the reason for keeping that theme so similar is it removes an important overhead for people playing the game who have played the Art of
Mm.
Cats. If I say to you, you're going to get penguin tiles and put them onto your boat, you're going to think, well, I know how cats go onto a boat. I kind of know how that works, right? And
Mm,
even if
mm.
it works differently, you've got a starting
Yes.
point. If
Yeah.
I say to you, hey, if you put a green penguin on a green treasure map, you can get a treasure, you're going to go, oh, yeah, like I know how that works.
Mm.
And obviously, that's not how it is in the Isle of Penguins, but as the example, you know how it works. So the
Mm.
more theme overlap, the more concept overlap I have,
Mm.
the more someone who's played the Isle of Cats will know how the game works. And what this means is now I can add more layers of game design, interest, and decisions because I
Mm.
know the initial learning curve has already been ruled out. Rather than saying, hey, here's 20 pages of the Isle of Cats, I'm saying, well, actually, I know that you know those first 6 pages. So now the rules are only 14 pages, which means I can add 6 whole pages of brand new stuff, making the game bigger, more interesting, more different. But you don't need to learn more because you
Yeah.
already know
Yeah.
enough
Because
through that
yeah.
raw concept. And
Okay.
because the Isle of Penguins has a family mode in it, which is designed to teach people like the basic game, I
Mm.
don't have to worry about people who aren't familiar with the Art of Cats because they have a starting point as well, which allows them to kind of pre-learn that basic stuff before they take that step up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting to me because that connectivity of theme allows for more explorative decisions in game design and changes and further adaptations that you may not realize from that starting point.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Frank, I know you come across as a one-man show, as it
Mhm.
were, but I know on your last game, Emberleaf, you co-designed that with somebody else.
Yes.
And also, am I right in saying that you've done some of the art
Hmm.
on some of your games? So what I want to know, what particular art? Did you draw the ears or the claws or the tails? I want to know. I want to know what art you did, Frank.
I think that it's a really difficult one because for me, if someone designs a game,
Mm.
you kind of think of all the steps involved in designing a game. You know, it's not just like, hey, I sit down, I write down some
Yes.
stuff, cut out some cards, and now there's a game.
Yeah.
So for me, when you're creating an image for a game or for anything, the process isn't let's start by let's draw the image. The process is let's start with working out what we're drawing. Let's create a mood board. Let's create concept sketches. Let's put together ideas.
Mm.
Let's design the personalities. Let's
Mm.
design the
Mm.
persona of this character. Let's find things that are familiar. Let's find things that are like the complete opposite. And let's bring that all together. And those kind of like initial boards obviously are like where I start. And I do that myself before I
Mm.
move anywhere with anyone else. I then will start creating very, very basic kind of sketches and concepts of shapes and layouts. Now, I'm
Mm.
not an illustrator. I can't sit down and
Yeah.
just draw a perfect image of a character.
Yeah.
But what I can do is start drawing like various shapes and various
Yes.
stuff around that.
Yeah.
So often at that point, I will, for the first pieces, so with Emberly, for example, with James,
Mm.
the artist, will then go off and start putting together some ideas and concepts and so on. And once they've been presented back to me, I will then go off and work over the characters that they've created. So
Yeah.
I obviously this isn't for every single piece, but for these starting pieces. So I
Mm.
can spend like days or weeks drawing over it, moving stuff around. And at this
Mm.
point, my skill set, I guess, starts to become a little bit better because I have the ability to modify and adjust and like to work over quite well. But then obviously we go back and forward. So, for example, the Emberleaf box cover, there is 69 versions of that, or 69 iterations of that. And
No
I would
way.
say that 25 to 30 of them were me. And probably like, it's basically 50-50 split between the two of us. Like James did a few extras. And I want to be really clear, the artists or illustrators, Dragolisco for Art of Penguins, Art of Cats, James at Emberleaf, and so on,
Yeah.
they are doing the bulk of that kind of
Yeah.
drawing and that work.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah.
role really is art direction, I suppose, to that level.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
art apprentice, I guess, because I'm always trying to learn off that. And also the final steps as well. So I do all of the art working. So one of the things I find very funny is I don't think an artist I've worked with has ever known what the final artwork is going to look like, because generally speaking, they'll provide me with stuff and then I'll make a lot of modifications, a lot of changes and adjustments to it afterwards as well. And that can work quite well. So, for example, if they draw a bird, I might then make 5 or 6 versions of that bird based on
Yeah.
what they've drawn and so on. So I definitely I don't try to rate myself as a artist as such, because I don't think by any additions I am,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I am very, very deeply involved in the creation of the
But
artwork.
you know what you want.
Mhm.
Yeah. I can't believe there were so many versions of that box cover. My goodness.
It's It's honestly, it's really surprising for people, I think, the approach that I take to a lot of this stuff. And it's really because I want to make sure that stuff is telling the right
Yes.
story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether or not you
Yeah.
like the art styles that I use or the approaches, everything has a reason and everything's been thought out. Within the City of Kings box cover, it has that sword. And if you look at that sword,
Yeah.
it's just a strip of color. But what
Yeah.
people probably don't realize is that there are so many scenes and individual different elements within that I actually have a version of that artwork that is 2 meters tall and about a meter wide. And when you look
Wow.
at it at that size, you start to see how many
All
layers of
right.
details. So
I'm going to get my copy down afterwards and have a look at
I
that.
kid you not, and whether or not you can even see this on the box cover, I don't know.
Hmm.
But there, at the base of the mountain, there is a pathway that goes up to it. There is a cart that is going along that pathway, and in the back of the cart, so you can see into the back, there is a small penguin sitting on a ledge inside the back of that cart.
Get
And
off.
on the box cover,
No.
I imagine that penguin is probably a millimeter by a millimeter. It's, but I know
Are
it's
you
there.
joking now, Frank? You just made that up now for people like me to. I'm desperate. It's up there. It'll fall on me if I try and get it.
What I'm hearing is there is a bunch of Easter eggs for all of Frank's future
Ooh.
games in that sword on the front cover of City of Kings.
More than likely, more
Oh,
than likely.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I,
There's got to
I
be.
I love exploring this, and I guess this is where a lot of that art start comes in. Is so, for example, on the Emberleaf board, there's a lot of Easter eggs or different decorations and stuff. And one of my
Hmm.
favorite areas is on the towards like the vertical middle left hand side, there are 6 statues. And these 6 statues are broken, falling apart, like humanoids that
Hmm.
have been there for hundreds and hundreds of years. And if you look at them, they are the 6 characters from the City of Kings. And at the
Ah.
base of them, at the end, there is a little kind of
Oh.
plaque that has the hand of Vesh on there. And this tells the narrative of how the Emberlings in the forest, thousands of years ago, predicted there was going to be this great event one day of these 6 heroes that were going to rise
Oh.
up and face off against this dark power of this hand in some way. But I love interlocking and connecting those things across
Yeah.
games. And
That is fascinating, Frank. I must admit, I got to play all the games again now and look for these things.
yeah,
Oh,
it's always funny because when I do work on new projects with new artists, I'm just like, right, so on this, like, I need to have a golden occult statue. And they just look at me and they're like, a what? You know? And then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's something that I've made up. And I need to explain to you that this isn't the real world at this point. So,
Yeah, I'm getting, Frank, that you were very difficult to work with, almost like Stanley Kubrick of the board game design. I mean, difficult, in a nice way.
yeah, so now I know what you mean. And I definitely am, but I try to do it in the friendliest of ways. Like every artist and illustrator I work with, I'm always very clear up front of kind of my approach and style to it. And
Yeah, yeah,
I don't want it to be an experience where I'm telling them what to do because
yeah,
that's not my job and that's not what they want. I trust artists to be able to create the artwork they need to create.
absolutely.
For me, it's really about finding that balance between the story I'm trying to tell,
Mm,
something that fits across all of my games, and the
mm.
style that they want to kind of draw in. And I think that what I really do appreciate about it is that generally speaking, at the end of these projects, they say to me that I've learned something doing this that I
Ah,
don't think I would have learned like in other processes or working with other people. And that's
yeah.
like important to me. And I learn from all of them as well,
Well,
I
yeah,
really do.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's about mutual respect. There's a path that I want to take, but I want to make sure that I'm working with people that want to be on that path.
yeah, yeah. Well, if there's anything, I think the artwork is phenomenal, and it certainly really brings the games to life, Frank. So,
No, it's honestly, it's one of the reasons I think that I like to work with new artists as well. So a
mm,
lot of the artists I've worked
mm,
with over the years, my games have been the first games they've kind of worked on because we take it as we're both learning. I learn from them, they learn
yeah,
from me. I kind of give them the advice and encouragement I can from my end. I have the understanding that they're going to need to learn as we go as well, but it just
mm,
creates something new and different, and it's really cool seeing them get to see like their first proper like final
yeah,
product like being
yeah,
made,
yeah.
and in this case it being a game, which is even better, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's got to be fantastic. Again, seeing you smile there as you're talking about it, it's got to be mind blowing to see one of your games in a game shop. Perhaps even rules of play in Bristol.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. See what I did then, Davey?
Absolutely. That was well played. Well played. Good segue.
Yeah. Oh no, wonderful. When is the game launching, Frank? Is it the beginning of July?
It is, yes. So it is on the 7th of July.
Right.
So it's a couple of weeks away from now, which is great because there's still a few things I need to do before it goes live. But I'm really excited about this campaign and just hopeful that I can get the right message about what the game is because,
Yeah.
trying to say to people it's different but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
similar to a point where you're not alienating either way and trying to find that point in that line. It's a very hard task for me, but also for people to understand. I
Yeah.
always have this argument of if I go into a supermarket, like if I go to Tesco's and want to buy a pizza and I see that pizza, there's not going to be a person there to explain to me what that pizza is, right? I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go, that's the one I want. And
Mm.
that's how anything should be in my eyes. So when I make these games, I'm trying my best to work out how do I present that initial image to make
Yeah.
sure that you understand what it is and what you're getting without
Yeah.
having to go too deep.
Yeah. Oh, I'm super excited. Obviously because I love penguins, but and obviously because I love your games, but I am far more excited for it today than I was yesterday.
Cool.
And
That's good.
that is because I'd read your designer diary notes.
Hmm.
And that got me really, really pumped up about the game because it's not just a simple reskin. It's not, what people may think, oh, it's a cash in on, it's always I like cats. I loved reading those designer diaries, and they filled me with so much wonder and excitement and so much thought behind the process of making the game. I can't wait, Frank.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm also glad to hear that someone's reading them because that's always a wonder when you write these things.
I bet, yes, I bet. Yes, well, Frank, we have kept you long enough now. You must be so excited to play Whose Game's That Jacket?
Oh,
Yeah?
I am more than excited.
Are you now? Right then. Now, rather embarrassingly,
Oh no.
we haven't got a theme tune for this, so I'm
Oh,
just Whose Game's That Jacket? Whose game's that jacket? Well, we'll find out by asking Frank. Okay, so that done out of the way. I do apologize, Frank, for your clear embarrassment of that jingle.
I was
It's
thinking I recognized the tune.
I did, yeah. I'm trying to think what the tune is. It is something, isn't it? I'm going to get a copyright strike or something.
no, you won't.
Oh, thanks, Davey, for your positivity.
You're welcome. You're
Okay,
welcome.
so who is going to be first on doing Whose Game's That Jacket? Do you want me to go first, just to
Go on then, Phil. You go first.
ease us in?
I'm
Yeah.
rooting for you to get this right because I am gonna be awful at this.
Yes, okay. Right,
Phil is
Davey.
awful at this anyway, so it's fine.
Davey, tell us how this game works. What is this game, Davey?
So, in Whose Game's That Jacket, the game works in a very simple way. One player, in this example, Phil, hopefully has a board game box, hopefully, or tin. He will describe the front cover of said tin in as much detail as he possibly can. And eventually, hopefully, myself or Frank will be able to name
Just
that
you.
game. Hopefully me. Hopefully me. We'll see. But
Hopefully,
you
yeah.
never know. Watch how Frank get in like 3 clues. And I'll just be like, what? How on earth?
But don't forget, Davey, that everyone
Oh,
can play
sorry.
along at home.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I forgot about you folks.
Yeah, don't forget about them, Davey.
I was just having a great time. I was just
You
having a
were
good
having
time.
a wonderful time. And
I was
look,
having a great
Frank has
time.
got his head in his hands. He's like, oh my
All right.
God.
You can cut that bit out. No, I'm joking. Keep it in.
Frank is now
Keep it
going to
in.
pretend he's got computer difficulties and just knock it off.
Yeah, that's it. Gone. Gone. But yes, of course, this is a competition. Us
Yes.
versus you,
Yep.
folks who are listening and or watching. Can you beat us in naming this game? They don't usually beat us, Frank. We're usually really good at this game. No pressure, but
Well, surprise, surprise.
Frank, I do not do well. Let me just say. But okay. Now,
here we go.
everyone, not just Frank, now, everyone,
Mm.
everyone, whose game is this jacket? Now, I'm looking at the front cover of a board game. Now, I can see what I can only describe as possibly a small squirrel who's got a little red nut in its hand.
Everdell.
Nope. Nice. Above,
Thanks.
nice, but not correct. But above that, it's what looks to me possibly like a cap. Now, on the other side of this wonderful board game box is a bowl. And
It's a
in
kitchen.
no, and
Oh,
in
I thought I had.
in that bowl are what looks like fish. Yeah.
It's gonna be embarrassing if this is one of my games, isn't it?
No.
Just run through them.
Don't be silly. And in the middle of it is a large, fluffy-tailed, red-eyed creature looking quite happy with themselves as they float.
Is this one of my games? Is this Race to the Raft by any chance?
It is, of course, Frank.
Ah.
I'm so sorry. I had
Wait,
to
hold
do
on.
it. I had to do it.
Did you say there was a white animal in the middle?
No, a big animal in the
Oh, I thought you said white.
no, a big animal in the
I was
middle.
going to say that's clearly blue.
It's got some weight to it.
I know, but come on. You can't
Look
just
at
say there's a
Davey.
white
Look
animal
at
in the
Davey
livid.
complaining. I'm so sorry, Frank. I had to do it. I
See, I was thinking to myself that you wouldn't do one of mine because it would just be like it would be too easy.
I was gonna do Valdorian Gardens, but no. I do apologize, Frank. But what a fantastic game. Oh my goodness. Another game that I will have to raise my fist at you, Frank. Okay, then. Who is going to go next, then? Whose game's that jacket?
Shall I go next?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
I'll go next. Right.
yeah.
I'm looking at a board game.
Fromage.
It's not fromage every time. It's there. Still there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, damn it.
It's not that. And it's not designed by Frank, so we'll let Frank
Oh,
calm
right,
and
okay,
ease
yeah.
the concern.
I was about to
under
list them.
pressure. Yeah.
Calm down.
All right. So on this cover,
Yes.
there are a lot of characters. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about 12. I lost count halfway through, so I don't want to count again. But they are on
Yeah.
a mountain, kind of. It looks more like a floating
Legends of
platform.
Andor.
It's not Legends of Andor. They're on like it looks like a mountain because they're high up in the sky, or it's a floating platform. You can't really tell because the publisher's logo is in the way. All right. But these characters are all, they're quite chill to a degree. One character is, well, I say they're chill. I'm just about to contradict that by one character is pushing one of the others off of this ledge. One of the characters is falling off of the ledge, has clearly been pushed already and is falling. Another one is hanging on to the edge while losing their cowboy hat. That's not a good clue, because if you told me that, I'd have been like, what are you on about?
Losing the cowboy hat.
Yeah, so the character is hanging, looking at you, like looking at you, while their cowboy, I'm assuming it's theirs. They're wearing the boots, so I'm assuming it's theirs.
What on earth is this game, Davey?
So basically,
I
there's
have
floating in
no
the
idea.
background.
No.
There's like a big horizon,
No.
like a big sprawling landscape with rivers, mountains, different terrains, fields, and so forth. The sun looks to be setting in the background, so it's got that like
Oh my
purple
God,
haze.
Davey, you've described every board game in existence.
Well, I'm just giving you the background just to give you that, and the ledge takes up a lot, and these characters on there take up a lot. And there's one, arguably the main focal character is actually at the back, who is quite buff. His arms folded. He's got a big nose, and he's just sort of looking very pleased with himself. And there's another character who looks like a male Maleficent or Doctor Strange sort of vibe. Got a
Did you
I feel
Gandalf
like we
sort of
should just
vibe.
start listing off Western games now.
I know, yeah.
It's
Give
a
me-
great
don't be
Western
Great,
realm.
great
Don't be
Western
thrown by
trailer.
don't be thrown by the cowboy hat. If you
I
told
was
me
going
that this
great-
game had a
great Western
cowboy hat on the front cover, I would never have believed you. I'd have gone no. I'd
Oh,
have lost a lot of money on that.
it's definitely not my city, is it? Nothing like that. I'm
It's
trying to
not
think
my
of the
city, no.
floating thing.
You're gonna kick yourselves. You're gonna kick yourself. You will know the game. It's not
Men at
a.
work.
It's not Men at Work. It's
Frank,
more fantastical, more fantasy based than that sort of game.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I am no, Frank, I should have told you beforehand that Davey is rubbish at describing the front cover of board games.
Right. Okay. Okay.
He's really good on the back covers.
The
But
characters.
yes.
The characters. Some of them are not human.
Oh,
There is
Ku Vardis, is it? No,
no
no.
Zuvardis. No. No.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
one,
Zuvardis.
that one as well. Yeah.
There's
We've
like
got 12 characters on a box cover. Some of them
yeah,
aren't human. One of them's wearing a
correct.
cowboy hat. One of
Well,
them's
no,
falling off a thing and wearing cowboy boots.
the
Yeah.
one who's wearing the cowboy boots has lost his cowboy
Has
hat.
lost the hat. The hat is
And
falling.
also he's a skeleton. It sounds like I'm completely making this game up, but
I think you are.
I'm not making this up. I'm literally there's a dwarf sat
Oh,
with his legs crossed right at the front, ginger
not,
dwarf.
not Small World, is it?
Is it?
Oh,
Right, look at this. Where is he?
Oh, I never realized
There he is.
that.
Look.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get the angle because of the microphone.
Yeah.
It's a skeleton with a cowboy hat and cowboy
It's-
boots.
Yeah, it is. My goodness.
I did not. I got
I-
too hung up on that. I apologize. There we go. You got it.
I did.
I mean, I recognize the cover. You know, I've played the game, but no, I was never going to get that.
It was only because you said skeleton and then all the different characters, and I thought, oh, hang on. Good grief.
There we go. You got there. You got there.
Right.
Sorry.
Frank, no pressure at all now. As
After
you-
that, I don't feel pressure. Don't worry.
No, exactly. It's you've clearly seen.
I have added an extra layer to your game.
Oh,
I have got 3 boxes in front of me.
oh my God.
One of them I would describe as very easy. One of them I would describe as probably challenging. And
Ooh.
one I would describe as impossible. So, which one would you like me to do?
Oh, right. Oh,
Don't do it, Phil.
I thought you were doing them all then.
I don't. Just
Oh my goodness.
in one go.
Because I was going to say Century Spice Road because there were
I see what-
3
yeah.
of them,
No,
and
no,
I
no.
was going to go Canvas, but no. Well, what should we do, Davey? Are we feeling?
I don't think we should do the impossible, and that sounds impossible.
Well, yes.
I'm up for the
Mid-level?
challenging one. Yeah, I'm up for the. I'm up
Okay.
for the mid. I'm up for the
Yeah,
mid.
mid,
Are you up for
mid.
that, Phil? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm up for
Okay.
that as well.
Come
From
on.
March.
I will start by saying I
Yeah.
believe there are a few different versions of this from over
Oh
the years.
no.
So,
No, that's okay. That's
so we are looking
yeah.
at a fairly plain white box
Oh,
that has a large wheel in the middle, front and center. That's most of the box.
Time stories.
Nope, it's not Time Stories.
Oh.
Embelief.
There is, I would say, behind the wheel is a kind of tea stain style smudge that is, I believe, representative of a country.
Oh. Oh, I'm going up. It's not furnace, is it? No, it's not.
It's not.
You guessed Furnace the other day, Phil. Get it? It's
I
not.
did,
It's nice.
did.
Not going to be Furnace.
But
To
it
be
might
fair,
be.
Furnace is probably as
Well,
close as I think you're going to get to this. But
Ooh,
it was a
see?
good guess.
Thanks, Frank.
The other things on the cover of this box are the name of the game in a reasonably plain single colored font,
Mm,
and the logo of the publisher,
mm.
which is a flying animal holding a panel with the name of the company on it.
Are you doing the challenging one or the impossible one?
Challenging one.
Yeah.
I said I liked hard games. Don't you
I
remember?
know, clearly. I kind of want to know what the easy one was now.
We
I feel like we'd
did
have
say
struggled
the
with
middle
that.
one.
The
Jeez.
will, if we go
Yeah.
to the will, we
Yeah.
can work with the will. Okay.
Go on.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a single will,
Yeah.
but it's not for a car. It's for a different type of vehicle.
Oh, vehicle. Oh, I just assumed it was like a water
And there is
wheel or
a
something.
piece of metal that runs horizontally across the will that we don't know where it goes, but presumably may end up going to other wheels.
Some sort of train, perhaps. Some sort of train game, perhaps. Come on, Phil, help me.
I think we are not going to have Frank on this podcast ever again. Just saying.
I didn't realize the idea was to have a box that has lots of stuff on it. I thought, white box, just the wheel.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Surely we'd get that, right?
It should be. Can't believe that Frank called us simple then, Davey. But
Well,
we'll
I'll put it to you.
Yes.
If I said to you a box cover with 12 characters on it, I would say there's 100 games that tick that box.
Oh yeah, exactly.
A box cover with just a wheel on it, you know.
Wheel on it. I don't know. Frank, give us a clue now that will
Okay.
that will
The
allow
stain
us to...
behind the wheel,
Yeah.
I believe, is of America.
No, it's not on tour.
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
And the wheel does indeed belong to a large vehicle that would have many wheels across a track.
Like a train. I don't know.
And I believe that I've effectively now said all of the words that make up the name of this game.
Oh, the words.
Train.
Pretty close. Pretty
It's
close.
It's the train track circle game. I love it. I've played it every day for years. I don't know.
Trains of America. Trains of America.
Pretty close.
Oh,
I believe the game came out in 2016.
oh,
Okay.
Around then, and I also believe that they have announced that a new publisher is re-releasing it this year.
oh.
Not Trans America.
It is not.
No.
It's a small game,
Oh, small game. I love trains.
40 minutes to play.
Don't laugh at me, Davey. It was a guess. You can't laugh at me for guessing.
Sorry, I just
It's so rude. Can't believe it. Oh, I can't believe it. Episode 51.
I feel like we're gonna see this and we're gonna kick ourselves.
Go on then, Frank. Tell us.
Are you ready for
I
what
give
it
up.
is?
Yeah, I give
Yes.
up. Go on.
Tell us.
This is a
Tell us.
fantastic little game called
Yeah.
North American Railways.
Oh, come
Plate
on.
have just done it. Is it plate? Is it plate have
Yes.
just done it?
No.
Yeah, I've literally got it. It's literally on my shelf. At
What? You got it?
Yeah, I've got the plate version.
Oh,
I got it at Games Expo.
come on, Davey. No way. Oh,
I'm sorry, guys, but I'm glad that you've heard of it. You know, with the new version, I guess the new version's probably got a different box, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really small,
smaller,
yellowy box.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, in case you were interested, the easy box, which
Yeah.
I think that you would have got quite easily,
Yeah.
was going to be Saboteur.
Oh,
Which
okay.
I feel like we could have got to there with Saboteur.
Yeah.
And the no, you're not confident on Saboteur.
No.
The impossible box,
Yeah.
which I have to share with you,
Yeah.
is
Please.
called Run Animals Run Zoo of Depression.
I
That looks
have to
amazing.
I have to have it. Frank,
This-
where can I buy that game?
This is a Taiwanese game, which I picked up at Essen a few years ago,
Oh my
and
God.
it is I picked it up because I looked at the box cover and I thought it looks amazing, and it was called Zoo of Depression, and I was just like, I need to know what this game is.
Oh my
And
goodness, that's
it's
amazing.
based around basically an environmental crisis. The forests are being destroyed, everything's going to like ruin, and
Yeah.
you're basically playing animals trying to survive as the world is kind of becoming destroyed by
Wow.
mankind. So
Wow. I
but
need to
I
play that,
love the
Frank.
box cover of
I
it. I think
do.
it's a really, really cool looking box. So I could have had fun describing that one, saying there's
You
just
you you
You could have
you,
said everything, and we still would have been like, no, no, no chance, no
you could have
chance.
you could have described every inch. We'd be here until Christmas, and none of us would have had a clue.
you got close with the train game though. You know, North American Railways. Like you said
Oh
a few
yeah,
things about
yeah,
America
fair play.
and
Yeah, fair
trains.
play,
So
Davey. Yeah, yeah, fair play. Wow, Frank. As I said earlier on, you were never coming back on this show. And of course, I am super joking because it has been really, really wonderful to talk to you. And in fact, and no word of a lie now, I would love to carry on chatting.
yes, no, I've
So,
had a great time chatting with you.
oh, brilliant. Thanks, Frank. It's been really awesome. And good luck with the game. No, your penguins.
I appreciate it, and I look forward to being out there, and also hopefully I can come on and chat to you guys again in like a year's time or something. And
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
when you get to triple figures, 100th episode or something, you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Ooh.
maybe like the 101, just so it's not special because
No, it'd be really great to catch up again, especially when the game then gets to fulfillment. That'd be
Yeah,
really,
absolutely.
really brilliant. But yeah, it's been really, really amazing speaking to you, Frank. Good luck with the campaign, and hopefully, are you at Essen?
I should be, but I don't know for sure yet. A lot of it will just depend on where how the Kickstarter goes and kind of where
Yeah,
things are at that point. I have to prioritize my time on making the game, but
yeah.
hopefully I'll be at Essen.
All right. If you are at Essen, hopefully I'll bump into you and see you. And if you
That'd be good.
don't burn the bridge down, I'm running in a few minutes now. I'm heading you away there. Yeah, with my penguin under my arm.
I thought you were going to say your army then. I was like, that little penguin's going to be your army.
My army, yeah,
My
that is
penguin army is bigger
that
than
is
yours.
my penguin. Oh, thanks very much, Frank. Really awesome. Well, you have been listening or watching a wonderful board game podcast, I hope, called Whose Game's That Jacket? It's a board game podcast from Wales and today also possibly from Bristol. Yeah,
But one day only.
one day only. So a big thanks to Frank. You were awesome, my friend.
Thank you, thank you.
And
It's been great.
oh, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. It was super awesome. Davey, thanks to you as well. God bless you.
Cheers. Thank
God,
you.
God bless you, Governor. I never would have worn my baseball cap backwards if it wasn't for this young kid here,
I'm not that young.
a lot younger than me, shall we just say. So thanks very much, everyone, for watching or listening. Please do take care and bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.